Hey everybody, Lance here with the Daily Quickie, and we're talking politics, and it's Jill Stein you see on the screen. Now, I'll make a full disclosure, I don't go on the Inquisitor very often, but this actually got my attention today, and this was from a couple of days ago. Now, you see the article said Jill Stein reportedly censored in PBS interview. Now, I didn't know Jill Stein was going to be on the NewsHour. I already knew that part, but I didn't know how much interview there was. Now, in reading the article, it asked the question, Jill Stein censored by PBS? Now, a key chunk of the Green Party's presidential candidate's recent 15-minute interview with anchor Judy Woolworth on the PBS NewsHour was apparently left on the cutting room floor. The section of the interview contained Stein's criticism of Democratic rival Hillary Clinton. Now, it says here Stein was in the process of responding to Woolworth's inquiry about what she thinks about the Clinton and the GOP nominee, Donald Trump, are equally as bad for the country. Now I understand from a television standpoint, stuff gets cut. Stuff gets cut all the time. And we're going to get to that in a moment, what was cut. Because the reason why I saw the interview, I actually saw it on the Facebook page and on the PBS NewsHour's YouTube page. Now, in this article actually talks about it. Now, further down in this article from the Inquisitor, it says the edits, were discovered by a supporter of Stein, Matt O'Fella. And Mr. O'Fella, if I pronounce your name wrong, I totally apologize. When he compared the Facebook Live version with the broadcast of YouTube, when he compared the Facebook Live version with the broadcast and YouTube version, O'Fella added the cut portion to the questions and posted it to YouTube. Now, we're going to talk about that here in a moment, because I actually have his YouTube page up right now, and here's exactly, in his uploaded video, what was cut.
PBS finally had their first interview with this year's Green Party presidential nominee, Dr. Jill Stein. It was great, except they cut out the most important parts. A huge portion of Jill's response to the last question was cut from PBS's TV broadcast and YouTube channel. Here's Jill's full response to Judy Garland's last question with everything that PBS cut out marked with red subtitles.
You've made it clear you think both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump would be terrible presidents for the country. So are you saying you think literally that Hillary Clinton is every bit as bad for the country as Donald Trump?
I wouldn't say there are no differences, but the differences are not enough to save your job, because Hillary Clinton, and now her transition director, Ken Salazar, they're big proponents of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which is basically NAFTA on steroids. And most observers believe that it will send our jobs overseas, as well as undermine American sovereignty by bringing in these international tribunals that get to pass judgment on our laws, on our public health protections, on our worker protections. So we can't count on saving our jobs, saving our lives. 1 in 3 Americans now cannot afford health care under Obamacare, or saving the planet, because Hillary has been a big proponent of fracking, as is Ken Salazar, her transition director. So we feel that in this election, we're not just deciding what kind of a world we're going to have, but whether we're going to have a world or not going forward. And knowing that the majority of Americans is unhappy with these two-party choices, this is the time for us to open up. Americans have not only a right to vote, but a right to know who we can vote for. So we're pushing for opening up the debates, and then let's see how the chips fall.
Dr. Jill Stein with the Green Party, we thank you.
Thank you, Judy.
After cutting out all mention of the TPP, all criticism of Hillary Clinton, PBS cut out Jill's eloquent line.
Americans have not only a right to vote, but a right to know who we can vote for.
Apparently, PBS disagrees. It's common for...
Censorship been going on for a while. I'm not even going to argue that. But I'm going to take this at 100% face that happened. Now, like I said at the beginning, I understand stuff gets cut for television time reasons. I totally get that. But honestly, it's really not that long. So why even cut it out? PBS, and specifically the NewsHour, you should know better than that. Now, I will say this, I watch the NewsHour all the time. Now, especially on Fridays, I like watching Shields and Brooks. But I'll be honestly, you slid that far. I mean, since Jim Lehrer retired. I mean, come on. Why even do that to a presidential candidate that you invited on the show to have an interview? Now, you could have said that, you know what, had the entire interview, you know, like uploaded to the Facebook or even YouTube pages. You could have said that from the beginning, like what 60 Minutes does. You should have did it that way. But I know I'm getting all choked up here, but it just makes me mad that any candidate, especially in this position, has to go through this nonsense. It just makes me mad. Now with Matt, and we can get into another thing. Now Matt actually talked about this also. He said that he had posted the stuff that was cut on Facebook. Now according to him, he had about 5,000 shares, and Facebook pulled it. Now I almost did a video on this on my Normal Politics channel about Facebook censoring everybody. You know, and this has been across, especially on Team Red side, they've been, quote unquote, going after bad articles, but I still see them posted. So Facebook, you are just as fucking guilty in this. You know, if it's going to be Clinton, Trump, then you better have Stein and Johnson included also. Now, for the record, Jill Stein's going to be here in my area in Cuyahoga Falls on Friday. Now, I won't be going to that because I already have prior commitments. But stay tuned. I'm hopefully have a couple correspondents there on what happens as far as what she talks about. So stay tuned. Well, folks, I'm going to get off this. Let me know in the comments below, is this right or wrong what PBS and the NewsHour did? I'm very, very interested. Well, folks, that is the Daily Quickie for August the 28th, 2016.